with some of our local prosecution, but I want my plan of land when I get back home, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. I'm going to close with this. For some of you might not know, this is Tatu from Fantasy Island, and he would say, the plane, the plane, the plane. All these guys here came here, thought they were coming to Fantasy Island, but unfortunately for them, they came to Sheriff Judd's Orange Jumpsuit Island. So with that, thank you all.
I appreciate the chief being with us, but you can see that no one police agency can affect this. It takes the feds, the state, the local, and we all pile in together. So for those who live under the illusion that we're independent, that we don't work together, here's your sign. Now, I do have to show you this because there's things in life you just can't believe. So you order up a prostitute, right? This prostitute lives with his mother, by the way. He's got a criminal history, a 21-year criminal history.
I'm having issues for some reason.
So you order up a prostitute. Now, pretty rough, but you know, we need storm. And you find out this is who it really is. Yeah, we call that Coyote Ugly. You see, he's laying on your arm in bed. You go, well, it was rough last night, but I've sobered up. I think I'll just chew my arm off and ease away so I don't disturb him or wake him up.
Is this the same person?
All right, so you think buying this, you're getting this. He's got 31 criminal charges, and heck, if you're lucky, he doesn't kill you overnight.
All right, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd there. We do want to transition back to this breaking news we just brought you here as the House has adopted this resolution to honor Charlie Kirk. We're hearing from House Speaker Mike Johnson live right now on Capitol Hill. Let's head out there.
If they choose to vote against this clean, completely nonpartisan CR, then they will be choosing to shut the government down, and they will owe the consequences of what happens following that. So,
are they looking to shut the government down over this?
Turn of events. I hope they do the right thing, and Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate have an opportunity to do that. Everybody in America can see what happens with it. The second vote we took here was also the right thing to do. We passed a resolution to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk, my late friend, the friend of so many in this chamber, and we called out political violence in America. In fact, I want to read with you the final line of this resolution because I think it's something that the American people are eager to hear. It says this, quote, "The House of Representatives calls upon all Americans to reject political violence, recommit to respectful debate, uphold American values, and respect one another as fellow Americans." Sadly, a number of Democrats could not bring themselves to vote for that. You know, we have to let everybody make their own judgments about that. I just think that the resolution and the clean short-term CR were the right things to do today. I think it does right by the American people, right by our system, and I think everybody will recognize that. I'll just say this. The ball is in Chuck Schumer's court. I hope he does the right thing. I hope he does not choose to shut the government down and inflict pain unnecessarily on the American people. I hope that they will vote on this clean short-term CR so that we can continue the work to get our appropriations done. I'll take a couple questions. Yes, sir.
Will you consider meeting with Schumer and Jeffries before October 1st, the shutdown date? And why haven't you done so far?
I'm always open to meeting with anybody to get our work done here, but there wasn't really much to discuss with Chuck Schumer because he decided and announced a while back that he was not going to go along for a clean short-term CR. Now, remember, he's always voted on these in the past. He's never had a problem with it ever before. But now suddenly he does, and there's no rational reason for him to do so. So wasn't much for us to discuss. Now, I do talk with Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat leader here, routinely, regularly, and he and I have had a lot of discussions about this, and I encouraged him to tell his folks that they should do the right thing so that we can continue in a bipartisan fashion to get the government funded. And they've chosen a different route, and I hope in the Senate they make a better decision. Yes, sir.
In the event of a shutdown, are you open to negotiating with Schumer and Jeffries, or are you just going to wait out to see if they pass
I
this?
mean, if Chuck Schumer's negotiation is that he wants to add $1.4 trillion in new spending, the answer is heck no, we're not doing that. And we're not going to pay for health care for illegal aliens. That's against the law. We're not doing that. They're not being reasonable at all. A short-term CR is not a partisan exercise. We could have loaded this up with partisan provisions, but we're not doing that because we're governing in a responsible manner. I hope Chuck Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate will do the same. So we'll see. That's fine.
There was some talk about maybe the House leaving after today until after October 1st, the deadline. Do you plan to bring the House back next week later if the Senate doesn't pass this?
We haven't made final decisions on that. There's a lot of discussion about it. The members have a lot of work to do in their districts as well, and so we're always trying to balance those interests, work here and work in the district. We'll figure that out. But I'll just tell you, if Chuck Schumer intends to shut the government down, I don't see an easy route out of that, and there's going to be a lot of pain, and a lot of people will suffer from that unnecessarily. Think of it. We would not be paying our troops at a time of very serious conflict around the globe. And we could go down the laundry list of things that would happen, and I hope they don't do that to the American people. Thank y'all so much.
You're taking a live look at the Capitol there. We just heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson, this wrapping up moments ago here as we watched it live, as he was speaking on two different items here.
They're going crazy. They're going to shut the government down if they can't come to an agreement. Let me see if you can read what's going on here.
See on the left-hand side of your screen, that's about this.
The resolution declares October 14th Kirk's birthday as National Day of Remembrance to Charlie Kirk, a designated opportunity for Americans to reflect on Kirk's contributions to public debate and civic engagement, and introduced by Rep. Jimmy Patrons and Senator Rick Scott. Both Florida representatives with all Republicans co-sponsors, they're saying.
Live now from Fox, but those comments coming to you live just moments ago as we did learn the news here as we watch live together.
They're saying this shutdown could affect a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Give me a second, I'm over here. But
Fortunately, her travel company uses Zendesk,
it's crazy.
which means a Zendesk AI agent fixes
Some people might go without, you know, there might be that dark winter they're talking about. This might be it. That's how they're going to probably get it done. This is probably it, for all we know. They recently wrapped up a bunch of people that thought they were going to an invite, and instead of having a protest, they swept them up with ice, I believe. They were talking about that. They might go back into that in a little bit. Just waiting for the commercials to wrap up.
Westchester Toyota, you don't have to. That's because Westchester Toyota is fully stocked with all your favorite models, and they're offering Toyotas below MSRP.
Trump and MAGA.
Well below MSRP.
You love Trump and MAGA?
You can get into the Toyota you
I think that was
price you can afford.
Mario
Just visit
Contreras.
toyota.msrp.com
Am I saying it right?
and let Westchester Toyota save you.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro
And
managing multiple projects,
to Vlad
discover a
Skov,
new initiative
I don't know how you
at
pronounce that,
Ferguson
Vlad
Home, where great
Skov.
ideas become stunning
They all look
spaces.
guilty to me.
Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to
They all look like they're up to nefarious,
bath, kitchen, and lighting
you know,
products
means
online,
over here,
or experience
obviously.
items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts
Crazy.
offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together.
Trump for king.
Shop top brands like Kohler or find your
I don't know about that.
Moments with Seth Harris.
Seems like everywhere I go, I'm telling New Yorkers about 800 Payne Law. That's because no one knows this city better than 800 Payne Law. And no one knows injury law better than us at 800 Payne Law.
Let me see what my Schmitz are doing over here while we wait for the news to come back. You over here whining for? Took you down already. We're gonna go down in a little bit. Just waiting for the news to get back in. See what else they're gonna talk
Welcome
about.
back to Live Now from Fox. There's a lot going on here today that we've been bringing you live feeds and breaking news. We have been bringing you this other live event out of Florida, though, that I did want to head back to right now. And this is
Prosecutors were not
Florida
going to be
Attorney General
enforcing
James
violations
Buckmeyer,
of that
as you can
law.
hear there, as we're hearing from officials as they're speaking on this 7-day-long multi-agency investigation that was called Fool Around and Find Out. Again, let's continue to listen into this press conference.
I know lawmakers are reading, dissecting, and there is some inconsistencies because you had the concealed carry, permitless carry, constitutional carry that was passed while there was no open carry. Obviously now open carry is a constitutional important right that people can exercise. So I'll leave it there.
And what we are
Oh, we're getting this character again.
Community is you need to be very, very careful. Open carry is going to be the law, but there are still places and times you can't carry, and the appellate court alluded to that. And a private business can say, we don't want open carry on our premises. And if you open carry on the premises and you're asked to leave and you fail to leave, then you're not just committing a misdemeanor trespass, you're committing a felonious armed trespass at that point in time. So I suggest to those that want to open carry, be cautious, because open carry does not mean all the time, everywhere. And you'll get further direction as the legislature meets.
Does it look like they got some people detained right here?
The General said, and tightens up what's left of the law. Okay? Anything else? God bless you all. Have a great weekend. See you soon.
These guys are having a little bit too much fun with this press conference. I don't know.
All right,
They all
Florida
look guilty.
officials there, and we do see this is just concluding here. Pretty long press conference. We tried to dip in and out of here for you on Live Now from Fox. We're gonna step away for another break.
I mean, I'm not
Some more news to
for
get to on the other
martial
side.
law or anything like that. I think we could do without all those restrictions. I think people know how to govern themselves a little bit better than we get credit for. I just believe that there's agendas, and the only way to get those agendas going is to keep them coming, people. Actually, years ago, I mean, I don't have a fresh reference of that movie too much in my head. Is that the one about the school with the principal? And they had him like in a rough community, and he was trying everything he had to do to get these kids into back into school, learning and doing things they could do. Is just, I'm not sure if that's the movie. Well, I mean, that's why you got to have the laws right now to properly restrain people for the crimes they were committing, instead of just releasing them out in the streets relentlessly, letting them commit these crimes over and over. And I've witnessed judges do that, actually, you know. Well, I'm not going to challenge the way you view the presidency and everything else. I mean, I think there's good and bad with everything.
Your time now is
Oh, they're showing these wonderful drone footage here. Yeah, I do remember the movie just briefly. I mean, I did see it maybe a couple times throughout my childhood growing up, so I'm slightly aware of it. I just don't have the exact mindset of going into detail of the movie too much, but yeah. I got the idea of like he had to deal with those gang members and people that were just having issues in school. It was a wacky movie. I remember there was this chubby kid That was like a big centerpiece for like
Yeah, Christy, and
a
they're
lot of the
thinking
stuff.
outside the box with this one. Some of these anti-drone systems I saw are part of the Falcon Peak project, and they're using things like radio frequencies and even nets to capture drones mid-air in restricted airspace. U.S. Northern Command estimates around 8,000 drones are in U.S. airspace at any given time. And the
What do you think about this drone
to
situation?
keep drones away from military bases.
You don't want one of these things flying through, like I said, on an airfield. Or
With the surveillance going on and
when aircraft are coming in or taking off.
Last year, U.S. Northcom reported over 350 drone incursions at more than 100 military facilities.
Not every drone is nefarious. Some of them are just people they don't know they're not supposed to be there.
Last year, a swarm of over a dozen drones
I don't know about that.
flew over a U.S. military base in Virginia for 17 nights straight. At the time, lawmakers accused the Pentagon of lacking counter-drone procedures. Since then, companies have taken steps to change that. Some
I mean, do
systems
you
use
think they're
nets
lacking?
as shotgun shells to knock drones from the sky.
That goes out and grabs it with a net and takes it down.
It looks like they're showing us primitive technology when you know that they're using some more advanced stuff.
Making it useful in active war zones.
You see a lot of drones flying near the ground, in the ground cover, making it difficult for radars to pick up on them. Acoustics doesn't have that issue.
That's not really true about the drone size being incapable of them to control it. I'm sure they have the available techniques and technology to track and trace these things. They can trace and track people in real time. I'm sure they can track the technology.
I spoke with the Air Force general who is in charge of Northcom. His goal is to have a response team on the East Coast, the West Coast, and in Alaska that can respond to any drone incursion in the country within 24 hours. Back to you.
You gotta wait 24 hours.
Could drone incursions become
That's crazy.
more common in the future?
Well, that's one thing the military is concerned about, is how common they could become. And that's because right now, there are 1 million drones in the United States that are currently registered with the FAA. By 2027, that number is expected to grow to 2.7 million.
All right, Asher,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your reporting.
It's a whole lot of drones flying. And who's going to be using the surveillance videos and everything else from those drone footages? I don't know. There's some wacky stuff happening.
New York City, here's a live look there for you. Just moments ago, we did hear from officials there, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, as well as others as they are speaking on public safety. And I did want to bring those comments to you on Live Now from Fox.
He's making an announcement for public safety. What's happening with these people? Let's see. Do you think they're keeping the community safe, though? I don't know. It's questionable. Sorry for the light glaring in the back.
The 16-year-old child at Cardozo High School was in the possession of a weapon. And just before we start, I just really want to thank our partners, the crisis management team members who are here, and DA Clark, who has just been a real leader around some of the enforcement to getting takedowns, really finding upstream solutions, collaborating with our office. We cannot thank her enough, and our other DAs as well. But we're in the Bronx, so I want to give credit where credit is due. We can't do this alone. As good as the New York City Police Department is at going after dangerous guns, as we're looking at here on both these tables, the fact is it's a partnership. It's a partnership with the men and women of the crisis management team. They are not out there with a vest on.
There's an ICE takedown happening. They thought they was going to a protest in Broadview, Illinois, but instead it was an ICE takedown.
They do it with the drive and energy to stop what many people don't realize, retaliatory shootings. After there's a shooting, there's a desire to go out and to retaliate in hospitals, in front of courtrooms, on our streets, and what these men and women are doing every day to stop the retaliatory shootings is really assisting us
and keeping gun violence down.
What do you think
Not
is the
just
setup?
I want to thank them. The work goes unnoticed, and oftentimes they do it without any fanfare at all. I am proud.
I do believe that
of the
they
many
try
records
to use all
have
these
been set by this
stories and
administration. We said it over and
situations
over
to
again, the
restrict
first time ever,
freedoms.
the first time ever, the first time ever.
Are you talking about the
No
ICE setup?
records
Yeah,
more
they set them up. Look,
significant than
got
what
this
we're
whole
doing
thing right
around
there.
removal of illegal
They thought they was gonna have a
guns off our
protest.
street.
They're
This
just
year,
wrapping everybody up.
we removed 4,000
There's
illegal
wild
guns
stuff
off our
happening over there.
streets. And one of those guns was removed yesterday with a
They're finding
16-year-old
different ways to
child
draw people out.
that was in possession of
Yeah, I don't agree with the techniques or what's going on. I think that there should be
what the police department is doing
something
every
done
day,
properly.
zeroing in on illegal guns.
Oh, you are Jimmy Kimball? Well, I didn't know. Glad to meet you.
The police commissioner and our entire law enforcement apparatus, the men and women who are out on patrol every day doing this job. We have now removed close to over 23,700 illegal firearms since the start of this administration. Those are 23,000 guns.
Yeah, I got family that live over there. They always tell me some wild stuff is going on over there.
Family members killed or maimed.
I believe they lead a lot of this wacky stuff.
Number of people who are victimized by gun violence. And as summer comes to its official close in just a few days, we have seen tremendous dividends because we took so many guns off our street. In the summer violent zones.
Let me go back to this situation right here with these people just getting wrapped up by ICE.
3%.
They're doing a protest, but ICE is making arrests over there.
Victims, shooting.
They have the white van set up over there. I don't know if you can
Every one of
see.
the 7 major felonies, murders down, rapes
Somewhere
down,
in the long way in the back.
felony assault, burglaries down, grand larceny and auto theft. All of these areas are down in our summer violence zones. But we're going even further when you look at it. In the Bronx, where we're standing today, because of the collaboration with our district attorney and this crisis management team, we're hearing about high-profile shootings that are taking place in the Bronx, and we want to stop every shooting. But the fact is, here in the Bronx, crime was down more than 10%. Today, we're now standing in the 48th precinct because gun arrests in their summer violence zones were up 60.
I mean, they could say that it's down, but I'll tell you that it was crazy before they got any kind of sense of control going on, and there's still
While at the same time,
some wild violence happening during certain hours of the night.
summer violence zones have evaporated. That is what you call precision policing. Not one
I hear you.
in the 48th precinct zone number 1 during the
I believe he's just doing a wild attack on an entire
in that zone.
race of people, pretty much. And I think when society allows those actions to happen, that one by one, they'll do it again to a different race of people, a nationality of people, as they attempt to erase people from this country, almost from history, it seems like at times here. It's crazy. So I understand how you feel to a degree. I mean,
the year before we took office, the numbers were high. We put the plans in place, and the results speaks for themselves. 54% decrease in shootings, 34% reductions in homicides citywide. That's what you call results.
okay,
Over the
sir.
last 3 years, over the last 3 years and 9 months, we have worked to create safer streets, safer subways. Crime in our subway system is down. When you take away the 2 years of COVID, you see the numbers.
No, he's gonna say Coke. I quit for 2 months of Coke. I mean, 2
We're going
years.
to continue to drive to make it safer. We cannot go backwards. We have to continue leaning into the success that we have materialized for New Yorker. 2024 was the 4th lowest year for shootings in New York City's recorded history.
I don't see how you can say that. I witnessed too many of them. This guy's wilding. Literally witnessed them.
For the 8th months of the year. 2025 is on track to be even safer. These numbers are not accident. It's a combination of what we've always talked about, upstream solutions, 100,000 summer youth jobs. When you look at the Summer Rising program, paid internship programs.
You know, I gotta go and take a look at Marion Barry, see a reference to that person's face.
These upstream solution, universal after school program, pre-K, 3K programs, what we have.
That's what I heard. I swear it sounded like he was talking about coke for a second. Uh-oh.
As well as our police
the gaff over there. We know what's on his mind right now.
Giving them the tools they need to do their jobs. It's the combination of upstream and downstream that's creating a smooth stream of nonviolence in our city. And as we have seen so often, taking action.
Yeah, I remember hearing about the hotel situation. I think he was smoking crack too. But you already know stuff is
protected from violence and tragedy.
Always being over embellished with these characters over here. Who knows?
I know it because I am in the hospitals, at the funerals, knocking on the doors, speaking to family members and loved ones as they are devastated with gun violence that has continuously impacted particularly underserved communities, and that's why we want to make sure we put the resources where they are needed. Children shot walking to school, officers shot while sitting in patrol cars, grandmothers caught in crossfire on our streets. But these are people,
and these are all things that happened this year, even though he says crime is down.
Our lives and dedicate our services to protect. Each gun we take off the street has a positive and protective impact that ripples out across our city and uplifts every aspect of our lives. But every firearm taken off our street is only one part of the journey. The criminal justice system is made up of several components. We need our lawmakers and our judges to do their job. That is how we deal with this issue of criminality in our city. It can't continue to be a revolving door. Each time we hear of a shooting and see a long list of gun charges on a person who committed the shooting, that sends a terrible message that we are not taking this violence seriously. We're doing so as police officers.
Look, I'm telling you, they try to give you more problems for punching somebody physically than you running around with guns.
Let's make sure dangerous people don't go through the revolving cycle of being back on our street. Too many people
It's your backwards politics that we're playing right now.
Interaction of violence with law enforcement, and that must change. Because as I have said so many times, public safety is a prerequisite to prosperity. It's a prerequisite to strong communities and vibrant streets, streetscapes, good schools, of healthcare, good life, working class families.
Premiums going way up.
Again, I want to thank
hundreds of dollars each month.
I don't know, we're hearing some residuals from a different conference going on, but I do believe that they're working with a lot of different units, you know, with the National Guard, with the feds, but I think they're really attacking us. I think that they're working their minds to attack the people. We seem to be very fascinating to them, even if they don't directly tell us. You know, they want to know everything that's going on in our brains. They possibly want our blood, for all we know. We definitely know they want to shorten our lifespan.
About Cardozo High School. Few things. First, the school opened.
They sent California a bill for $10 million.
We are doing scanning at the
For what? The hell? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. They were saying if New York gets Mamdani as a mayor, that we're not going to get funding.
Of course, beefed up our deployment.
So I'm not surprised they throwing these threats around.
Both uniform officers as well as our school safety agents. So you'll see
For the National Guard being in California
there and into the future. Second,
I mean, they shouldn't be using the National Guard within the country.
Possession of a weapon.
You know, but what they should do is actually allow the police to do some of their work properly to get some of the crime down or whatever they can do. Even though I know that there's a lot of organized groups out here, even if they don't talk about that so much.
Last night it was a consent search.
Oh, they were being deployed and they want to charge people $10 million to have them. That's crazy.
2 additional 9mm bullets found in his closet, consistent with the 9mm Taurus weapon that we recovered at the school.
Do you think it's gonna make a dent in the crime over there? Do you think?
Taurus was purchased.
Is it
illegally
necessary? Do you
by a
even feel
licensed
safe
firearm
with that
permit holder in South
deployment
Carolina
happening over there?
on January 9th, 2025, making the time to crime 252 days.
Or do you think that it opens a door for something worse to happen later on down the road with a crazier establishment, even wilder than this one is?
Made its way from
When they talk
South
about the young
Carolina
radical
to Queens.
Republicans and Democrats coming up right now,
Back to the topic at hand.
people think they are getting the worst of it right now. Trust me, they're setting the stage for some of these younger, wackier characters to come up.
Is the result of persistent, highly proficient, precision police work. For the past 8.5 straight months, NYPD officers seized an average of 15 illegal guns every single day. It is an unrelenting, uncompromising pace, and by every metric, this work has made our city safer. Shooting incidents and shooting victims in New York City are both at their lowest levels ever. Murders have declined every year since Mayor
I can see the
Adams took
people
office,
being angry.
and they are now down to their second lowest level in recorded history.
I think everything that people react to is going to continue to make things worse. I think when people don't give them the reaction they're looking for, they push along a little bit. They're like, oh, we didn't get nothing out of it. We didn't achieve the goal of riling up the communities and the public. So I think that when things happen and people don't really care about it too much, they have to just shuffle along, because the psyop behind everything and the operations that they're running behind all that isn't working properly.
Really see incredible dividends are in the parts of the city that are most plagued historically by crime and violence, our summer zones. 4 months ago, we began deploying thousands of cops in footposts in those areas and during the times that they are needed most. And that plan worked. Over the past 19 weeks, in our summer zones, shootings fell by more than 47% during deployment hours. This includes a 77% reduction in Manhattan North, a 46% reduction in Brooklyn North, and right here in the Bronx.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people's going to try. They threatened to, what was it, Chicago. There's places where people are going to try to fight back. But at the end of the day, it's just going to give them more reason to use lethal force. And then you think about it, you may know your area, but then they could just do so many things to you. You know, they have so many different means right now, so many levels of technology.
As the mayor did.
They're using AI and robots and drones more and more for all this stuff. So people are going at it like in a Terminator's sense of it. You know, they keep hinting towards that whole thing too, believe it or not.
But not by any chance. It was because of our data-driven
AI and robotics are taking over, even police work.
In the first incident, officers went to investigate a disorderly group on their footposts and observed 2 males drinking beer and playing loud music on the sidewalk. When they engaged the men, one of them became.
But I do believe that people need to unite, but in a way where it doesn't give them a necessary reason to use lethal force directly, even though they could just do whatever they want.
Officers, also on their footpost, were flagged down outside of a nightclub on Ogden Avenue by witnesses who said that they saw a man with a gun. During a canvass, a witness pointed out the perp, who was found in possession of a loaded, semi-automatic 9mm firearm with an extended magazine inside of a stolen SUV. And a month ago, in the 4-0 precinct's summer zone, officers stopped a man for dangerously riding an e-bike on the sidewalk.
They're talking about public safety in recent shootings that were happening with the 11 people that were shot in a Brooklyn nightclub, and then the summer spots where people like to go together and conjugate with their family, with their kids. There was a couple of shootings that broke out where people were hit in the crossfire. They didn't even kill the people that was intended. They just hit people that was in the park. And then just recently, a woman was going, I believe, to the supermarket, grandmother, and she was shot. So
go after the guns, but
that's what they're trying to just have a reason to just go after people or whatever. You know how it is. They're working their ways.
No second thoughts about using them. In 2025, our gun violence suppression.
The same people that they were letting
most gang
out of prison, like they were coming in with gun charges and they were releasing them the same day. The repeat offenders, they're now trying to wrap them up because of a new administration is in office, so they're not gonna
so far this year,
slap them on the wrist anymore.
and their guns out of our neighborhoods. Despite these wins, I want to echo the mayor's persistent call about the unacceptable pipeline of illegal guns pouring into our city. We should not be in a position to take
Me, I'm Puerto Rican, but I was raised in the Bronx, so I have like
in less than 9 months.
my own accent. Plus,
Dangerous work.
I'm missing a couple in the front, maybe.
And the women and men of the New York City Police Department. They have dedicated their lives to putting the safety of others above their own, and I am consistently in awe of their heroism, their resolve, and the passion that they bring to this quite dangerous work. But they can't do it alone. Over the past 4 years, Mayor Adams has put public safety at the center of his vision for New York City. He's thrown his full support behind this department's mission, and as we see today, the results speak for themselves. This milestone is so much more than a number, and the historic decline in shooting victims that resulted goes far beyond any headline, because one person lost to gun violence is far too many. This is literally life and death, and no one understands that, unfortunately, better than our next speaker. His mother, Mama Z, was
Mama
a pillar
Z.
of the Harlem community, a trailblazer who became the first black woman to own a bodega in New York City. She spent her life caring for the
I don't want to
people
give
in
up
her
too much
neighborhood, and
information.
her sudden death by a stray bullet last May shocked and devastated our city. And it was another reminder of just why we do this work and who we do it for. Today, Jerian Jordan, Mama Z's son, is here to speak about what's truly at stake. Thank you for being here.
But yeah, I'm from the BX though.
Good morning. My name is Jerian Jordan.
I don't know, he's soft spoken, so I gotta put it up.
His mother. And as a voice for everyone who has lost someone to gun violence.
I think this is the son
Known as Mama Z.
of the lady that was shot that I was talking about. That she was going shopping and got
She wasn't
shot.
just my mom. She was the mother of the community. She fed the hungry. She encouraged the hopeless. And she stood as a matriarch for generations. When one stray bullet ended her life, just like that. One moment she was here, the next she was gone. And with her passing, a light went out into our family and into this city. Gun violence doesn't just take lives, it steals futures, it shatters families.
The same prayers for him and his family.
With wounds that never truly heal. I live with those wounds every single day.
Apparently, this lady was a pillar of his community, of her community.
Don't cry for me. Stand up, speak up, and fight for change. Mayor Adams and Police Commissioner Tisch and the entire NYPD are doing the work my mom would have wanted. You're getting guns off the streets. More than 4,000 so far this year alone. That work saves lives. That work keeps families whole. That work honors my mom. And no, I can't bring mom back, but I could carry on her spirit forward. And I believe all of us can honor her and every victim of gun violence by standing together.
They opened up a bodega where in her honor.
And fighting for a future where bullets don't decide who lives or who dies. I want to say thank you again, sincerely, to Mayor Adams, to Commissioner Tisch, and again to the entire NYPD. Thank you.
Trying to get a scene of the room here. Who's here?
Jarian, you know that
Oh, the lady owned a lot of stores. I wasn't aware of that.
your mother, with this effort, what you see here, these guns on these tables, this great mayor, this great police commissioner, the men and women of NYPD, this cure management.
You notice that it's always a really good and endearing person, somebody that's very giving, that tragically gets taken out way before their
As
time.
Bronx District Attorney, again, I stand here thankful to the mayor for the support that you have given my office.
That's sad to hear, though.
financially and otherwise,
A lot of people are gonna
by
definitely
focusing on public safety as the #1
go without
priority,
with this
which
lady
is my
missing from the
#1
public now
priority as district
for her
attorney. To
community.
the police commissioner, thank you for your partnership and your leadership. And to the men and women of NYPD here in the Bronx and throughout the city, you are doing a tremendous job. We should say thank you. When you see a police officer, say thank you to them, because look at these guns. Do you know what could have happened every time an officer tried to
Actually, do
retrieve
got
one
the
of these
guns
from
on her.
somebody? And those things have happened, not just to police officers, but
There's
to
some on
members
the
of the
side over
community.
here. I didn't even
So when
notice
you
that
see
at first
one
because
of them,
all
thank them,
the
because they stand in harm's way. They stand in between you and the safety that we need. My office conducted or started what I call my peace initiative, which is precision enforcement and community engagement. That has been my approach to guns and the violence in the Bronx. You've just heard about the precision enforcement. This is a result of that. We're doing it every day. My prosecutors are prosecuting these cases every
I
single
apologize,
day.
they're making
4,000
noise in the
guns
background.
removed from the city this year, 770 of them in the Bronx. 800 arrests in the Bronx for gun possession. So we're doing the work.
Are you holding them though? Are you keeping them
And I need the
accountable?
partnership of everybody. It can't just be the DAs and NYPD. Every single person that lives in this county is a stakeholder and plays a role in the public safety here in the Bronx. The crisis management system, all my partners, you guys are there working very hard between the time the person picks up the gun and that bullet leaves the chamber.
A bong?
And that was a press conference from a little bit earlier this morning. We did want to bring you on live now from Fox. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, as well as other officials, discussing public safety. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Now they working on the building, so if you hear drilling or those weird noises, yeah, pretty much a lot of work in and out of the building. I don't fully trust the infrastructure because of that. Give me a second, I'm moving around.
Wait, how does these things work together?
I'm trying to wait for the commercial. I'm about to cut out anyway because I got a couple of things I got to take care of. I was thinking about running another live in a little bit when I get back. I apologize for the stain on the walls. You know, again, we got a lot of work here getting done. So with that being said, I'll catch everybody on the flip side. I want to appreciate Dave T for being here, being responsive, being knowledgeable, and hopefully I'll see you on my next live. Later, y'all.